Happy Sunday. Another day in paradise, I guess. It's sunny. It's freezing cold, but it's sunny. Got in a nice walk today. Did the 70-minute strut around my hometown area. Not hometown, but the area that I live now. And then just hung out the rest of the day. No lifting today. Sunday is one of my days off per week. Sunday, Tuesday, Friday. But Sundays I'm still active. I do the walk or I freeboard. And tomorrow's leg day. Looking forward to it. I'm also going to be adding in the strides, so I'll be doing those for a half an hour. I wasn't gonna add them in, but I've been talking with my partner about it, and she thinks I should add it in because I've always been a runner. I enjoy the walks, but they're just not challenging enough. You know, they just get to be the same old thing. I'm sure if I could find other routes, it would, you know, it would help me, but I like being able to just get up and go walk from my house. I don't want to have to drive somewhere else and all this other stuff, because it kind of defeats the purpose of trying to limit the amount of time that I'm exercising on certain days, because I don't want this stuff to be my life. You know, I have a life outside of you know, what my body looks like or feels like. So what I want to talk quickly about today is limiting the spike in your insulin. As an endomorph, you have to watch the insulin spikes, because not only do they prevent fat loss, they also, you know, make your body store fat. So if you're having these sugars, as you know, as an endomorph, you know, we don't want our body in that fat storing stage. We want to use that hormone, we want to suppress that hormone as much as we can as an endomorph, so we're burning fat, using fat, you know, energy stores as energy rather than storing fat and making our bodies use the energy that we're eating, making it store it as fat by raising the insulin levels. The way that we do that is watching the carbohydrate intake. But not only watching the carbohydrate intake throughout the entire day, but, you know, compartmentalizing it, because we need those. I talked about that in the other video. You want to eat carbohydrates at the best possible time you can, which is after the workouts. You know, are there going to be days where you're going to want to have those carbohydrates where you don't exercise? Yes. So what I have been doing is I will have them earlier in the day, not in the morning. You know, if I don't work out, I'll try and have them, you know, before 3 p.m. That's personal though. That's what works for me. I'm not saying that's what's going to work for you. Do I think that's what is best? Yes, based off of when I was doing intermittent fasting before and I wasn't eating after 5. I believe that the closer you get to bedtime, if you're eating these carbohydrates, you know, you are robbing your body of a lot of, you know, first of all, you know, your growth hormones being released into your body as you rest. Well, that entire process of, you know, healing and growing your muscles, fat loss is going on at that point too, if you don't raise insulin levels at, you know, closer to when you go to bed. So when I wasn't eating after 5 p.m., I wasn't taking in anything. So all of the foods that were in my digestive tract were pretty much burned up by the time I'd go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, because I wasn't eating after 5. And then my body was going through that process of, you know, healing itself and burning fat rather than focusing its energy on digesting the food that I consumed during the day. So I burned a lot of fat during that time. But you know, I just don't like the whole idea of not eating that close to bedtime. So I pushed it back up to 3 hours. So usually I'll probably eat till like 6 or 7, depending on what time I'm probably gonna go to bed that day. But what I was trying to say was, more than anything, is, you know, I look at the insulin the same way as I look at the digestive system. I don't want, or you don't want, I don't think, you know, I think you should, you know, listen to what I have to say and do it, hopefully. But I want to get to fat burning, you know, primarily as fast as I can. You know, by the time I go to sleep, I want my insulin levels low. So when my body releases all that growth hormone, you know, and all that, the factory goes to work on repairing and fixing and healing, I want my body to be in fat burning mode. I want all that energy that's being used to heal my body coming from fat stores. If I eat, that's where the energy is going to come from, especially if insulin's up. The body's going to use the energy that I ate to do that work. You know, so it's like basically you're eliminating, you know, double the fat loss. I'm not gonna say that it's double. It's probably a quarter, because things like that, nutrient timing, carb backloading, and intermittent fasting, and in general, the way you use those tools plays a big difference in how much fat you lose. And as an endomorph, you have to be very, very careful about all those things. You know, you know, how much sleep you get, so your body has time to recover and burn fat, because you wake up lighter the more you sleep. Nutrient timing, how late you're eating carbohydrates, how much you're spiking your insulin, you know, throughout the day and closer to the evening hours when you're going to sleep. All that stuff matters. So hopefully you're able to gather some ideas from this little rant that can help you to get lean and chiseled as an endomorph. Happy Sunday.